the largest domestic deportation. Barack Hussein Obama made a lot of money with it. You see that you look at my statement. I didn't know anything about television. I didn't know anything about books. I would encourage them to do whatever the hell they want. You got to pay.
Trump held an absolutely insane rally in South Carolina where, as he's known to do, called to a bunch of conspiracy theories and misinformation while also making some absolutely bizarre claims. This topped up in him exploding at Taylor Swift for the possibility of her endorsing Biden. But first, let's watch some of these absolutely disgusting claims that he makes in his speech.
Biden, betrayal, disaster. I don't think he knows what the hell he's doing anyway, so... I always say by the people that surround him, or by, sometimes I'll interchange, I'll say by Barack Hussein Obama. Barack Hussein.
Okay, so there's a lot of silly conspiracy to go through here. Also, do you see how collectively everyone in this cult just finds the mention of Biden not knowing what he's doing hilarious? I mean, there wasn't even a joke there and they all died laughing. Then he goes on to hint at not even Biden being the one to call the shots. It's Obama, which is another conspiracy theory that circulates on the right, despite the fact that Biden is notably to the left of Obama. And anyone who says this can't even give me one similarity in their administrations. But in doing so, he also invokes the age-old Obama's not an American and he's a terrorist conspiracy that went around when he was president. He just had to dig that back up, I guess, because he's the one calling the shots. I don't know. It's just rooted in racism and xenophobia, and it's been massively debunked. But of course, nobody in this cult cares about the truth or information. He has to fill his time speaking about something because he doesn't have any policies to go on. And moving on from this, he goes on to brag about The Apprentice and being a builder. What does this have to do with being president? I'm still not sure.
The Apprentice. I didn't know anything about television. I didn't know anything about books. One of the greatest real estate developers, what I do best is build. I'm a great developer. That's what I did. I made a lot of money with it. You see that you look at my statements, which are now public for everybody to see. I did great.
Right, his real estate company where he was successfully sued for racial housing discrimination, where it was found he didn't comply with the Fair Housing Act, which is the law that prohibits discrimination of any kind when selling, renting, or financing. And in this case, it was on the basis of race. He's also been ruled to have defrauded banks and investors. He bankrupted 6 businesses and needed $1 million loan from daddy to start all of this. So successful. Not to mention he took millions from foreign governments while president. So I guess he did do pretty well, huh?
On day one, I will terminate every open border policy of the Biden administration, and we will begin the largest domestic deportation operation in American history. We have no choice.
Okay, so not only is this insanely gross rhetoric and would largely stunt the economic growth of the country if he did try it and would be met with plenty of legal challenges, Biden hasn't initiated any open border policies himself. I wish he would be a lot more progressive on the border, but he hasn't been. He's largely just followed suit from what Trump has done. He actually turns away illegal immigrants at a higher rate than Trump. The cages are still there. ICE is still operating. But even if you are a fan of all this inhumane stuff, Trump also did not deport more people than either one of Obama's 4 years, so he was softer on the border than a Democrat. He just tries to use this type of rhetoric to dog whistle to xenophobes and play asshole on the border because that's what Republicans like, when the truth on the matter is Donald Trump also had crossing number days that are similar to what we're seeing now plenty of the time in his own administration. Over 4,000 crossing days, up to 4,500 crossing days. The border was still a massive issue.
Well, sir, if we don't pay and we're attacked by Russia, will you protect us? I said, you didn't pay? You're delinquent? He said, yes, let's say that happened. No, I would not protect you. In fact, I would encourage them to do whatever the hell they want. You got to pay.
Okay, so first off, you're not required to pay to be in NATO. This highlights just how transactional Trump truly is. He's speaking to the recommendation that NATO countries put forth 2% of their GDP towards NATO and like weaponry and all of that. And he's so dense that he doesn't understand how NATO stands to benefit us, even if these countries aren't paying in. The only time Article 5 has ever been utilized was in our defense after 9/11. We rely on NATO to have some sort of geopolitical control or say in regions that are more fragile or that we benefit from having allies in rather than just opposition. This is just dumb, to be frank, and we covered in a separate video how even Republicans are absolutely dog walking him for this nonsensical take. But just to put a pin on how truly, purely transactional he is, here is his Truth Social post to Taylor Swift, where he states that he made her so much money. It was all because of him and couldn't have happened without him and not Joe Biden. So how could she endorse him over Trump? Which it just shows his mindset. And, oh, I did something for you, so now you owe me. But, maybe she has principles, morals, belief, character. I don't know. Anything that would make her vote against Trump and not with or for him, but he doesn't have any way to comprehend that because in his mind, it's all about what he can do to gain something and who owes him. And, there it is. And it's that simple. Donald Trump had an utterly abysmal press conference, spoke ignorantly on numerous topics, and then had to sum it up by going at Taylor Swift for possibly endorsing Joe Biden. She hasn't even mentioned that she would, but she owes Donald Trump so greatly for her entire career that she couldn't possibly. If you enjoyed this video, we're Social Society. We're a commentary channel influenced by politics, society, and the economy. We are pretty left-leaning on this channel, but we're open to our right-wingers as well. The biggest thing here is having conversations that get everyone to the bottom of truth. If that sounds like something that could interest you, consider smashing that subscribe button, leaving us a like, or even commenting on this video. We even have memberships available as low as $3 if you'd like to support, because the only way we become a society is together.